Hello everyone and welcome to Daily Game Review number 21. How are you guys been doing? I hope you've been doing well and I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and let's get on with the next video. Today we have Tromm 6Q versus Vesa 5Q. And we're in the middle single digit queues now, guys. These things are going to get hopefully pretty nice here. I believe 5Q 4Q is another barrier that people get stuck at, because I think 5Q 4Q is when you really got to get rid of those moves that basically waste a move or aren't as effective as they should be, and you gotta work on getting to those big moves much more quickly and not playing these soft little slow moves, because I think these opponents will not let you get away with it. But anyway, here we go. We see black opening up with a 3-5 and a star point, white playing a knee rinse, and black going into a normal variation on the left. White now playing here to stop any type of Shamari, so that way if black gets the Shamari, it's already blocked. Black now going at the bottom side, perfectly normal. So far, so good. Everything seems normal here. Most players normally you would consider playing here. I think he's worried about getting sealed in though, like this. Oh, oops, sorry. But I don't think he needs to worry about it too much. I think taking the corner here is pretty effective. And then if he just comes back and gets a Shamari here, white comes down, you can see black has a lot of territory and white does not. However, white does have some influence, but black seems to be a little bit ahead. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I wouldn't worry about getting surrounded here too much. I think white will still go here, and then you can just jump back and it'll still be fine. Either one, I think black is perfectly fine. So I think this is a good approach at 0-3 here. However, black decided just to play back, and now white will get to defend the corner later if he so chooses, but instead he chooses to take the corner up here. That is fine, and now we go into a basic Joseki with a 3-5. White playing here, this is a little bit strange, considering normally you want to push out first and then jump, or maybe you can make this exchange and then jump. One of the two, right? And you could play something similar along these lines, and the black will get thickness and an extension. However, I think white's worried about... actually, I don't know what white's worried about. I don't see a reason not to push, because black's still going to get the thickness no matter what, so I'm not sure what white's aim is here. Black instead chooses to jump in the middle like this. I'm not sure what he's aiming at. Just surrounding white seems good enough. Maybe he's trying to play Tsuji to surround white. That may be the case. Let's see how it works for him. In this case, it works great. He does get the surround on white. However, now that white lives, he needs to extend. He needs to get to the extension on top. And you can see this shape kind of looks unfinished for black. Normally you'd want to jump again or something. And then white can come up here, and you can see the thickness isn't as powerful as it should be. So I think it was fine to just play this way, force white to live on the inside, and then get this extension. You really want this extension. I would be fighting for Sente here to get this extension. However, now let's see how it works out for black. Black plays here. White plays this peep, an unnecessary peep. You don't want to fix your opponent because there's a potential cut later, right? This cut doesn't is kind of a ladder, but if you can get a ladder breaker, there's no net here, so this is a potential cut, and you gotta worry about fixing your opponent's guys. So don't fix your opponent's weaknesses. I think this is something you got to work on about 1 to 2 don is no 2Q to 1Q. You got to stop fixing your opponent's weaknesses, and about 1 don to 2 don you have to start punishing your opponent's weaknesses very severely if you want to improve and get up to like 3 don 4 don. So this is something you're going to have to fix eventually. So just go ahead and start early. Don't fix your opponent's weaknesses. Black does get this nice Atari and plays here. There's no reason not to fix more solidly like this. This is a nice solid connection, as well as takes the liberties of this white stone so you can push and cut through here. So there's no reason not to play this. This is unnecessary, Aji. So again, you gotta learn to deal with weakness. If your opponent fixes the weakness, fix it. By all means, thank your opponent and take it. But if you play like this, it looks like you're going to get yourself into more trouble than you should be in. White will get the cut here. Is it good timing, though, or not? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the timing here, but white does get to fix this, so this is quite nice. And now black lives on the side. White can actually cut here. No, he can't. Sorry. Because there's an Atari here. So there's that. There's that. So white can't cut here. Good to know. Good to know. So white instead will get the surround. I think you want to go ahead and get this shape now, this surround shape. Keep black sealed on the inside, and black really needs to get to the top side now. However, there's a lot of Aji in this area. So you can see this white is canceling a little bit of black. However, I'm not convinced that it's a good timing for white because this thickness is not going to do much because black has so many stones here, so the thickness actually feels kind of pointless. So I would not worry too much about... actually, I just wouldn't play here at all. I wouldn't play here at all. I'd get to the top side and just destroy the top side. The peep and building some influence here is just not that big. Black has too many stones, and if black gets K16, it cancels out all of white's thickness, and it helps build a strong position for black. So I think this wall is unnecessary for white, and it's too early to cut. However, black, your opponent was able to cut you and was able to get thickness. He shouldn't have been able to do any of this. So it is unnecessary thickness for white because black shouldn't have let it happen, and white, it's a little bit slow to do it right now because the top side is quite big. However, you see white playing this way, and black is now... Okay, black chooses to take the extension on top now. That's quite a good idea. I believe he's alive on the right side. It looks like he's alive on the right side for sure. And now he gets to the top side. So black has a lot more points and influence than white. Now white tries to reduce with the shoulder hit. I don't recommend the shoulder hit on the fourth line. The fourth line shoulder hit doesn't seem to be very valuable. However, you can look at something like this, and when your opponent goes here and you jump out, you can see black is a little bit weak, so take advantage of those weaknesses if you want to reduce this area. The timing, I'm not sure about the timing. Maybe you can go here and it's fine as well, or here or here. It's really difficult to find a good move for white right now because it's hard to say what's the most valuable one in order to come back. However, the shoulder hit doesn't seem good because now black is making territory on the fourth line. Just keep making territory on the fifth line, black. Don't make it unnecessarily difficult for yourself. Trying to come out here, you're just going to get cut apart and you're going to get weak next to white thickness. So you can see this is actually not a great idea for black. So white might even consider something like this, and if he gets this shape, then it's really, really bad for black. So black may have to do something along these lines, and now white can get the surround here for free, it looks like. Yep, and black has to defend. Does this do it? This looks like it defends properly, but white will get some influence in Sente, so white has that option at any time. There's also a lot of Aji here, so if black has to defend like this, that means there's all kinds of Aji here. This doesn't work right now, guys. This doesn't work right now. I'm saying this. There's this Aji to think about. So any move around here is pretty much Sente. And here and here. A lot of Aji to think about. A lot of Aji to think about. So you shouldn't play this 015 move. There's no reason to play it. Just jump. If white gets the outside, that's fine. You got fourth line territory. It's a good trade for you. So I wouldn't be worried about it. Your opponent has to get something. Your opponent's not going to get nothing for the whole game. Now we see black playing a nice move, and he needs to get this jump follow-up. This jump follow-up is quite important, guys. Please do not forget this. It may seem slow to some people, but it actually defends this and builds up your position, stops any white moyo, and helps deal with any invasion. It's just, there's no reason not to play it. And the reason you really should get this after playing b4 is because if white comes in before, you have the 3-3 open, so when you play variation, the 3-3 is still open. However, if you have this trade and you try playing something, then it becomes much more painful for you to play a normal variation like this. So now you can see it's actually a bad exchange for you if we play the normal variation. So this does not look so good. There are other variations to think about, guys, I know, but just know that the Aji here is quite powerful if white can come in and take advantage of it properly. So perhaps white chooses to go here or something. You never know. Maybe it starts working if white gets some forcing moves around here. Maybe something like this works. It's just an unnecessary exchange right here because if these two stones get cut off, it's very heavy for black now, and black cannot easily sacrifice these anymore after he invested. So you really want that jump follow-up. If you play this way. You really want to get this jump in. Alright, so now black playing another move. He's trying to get all the big moves. However, this is not going to work out too great for him because, well, first off, normally if black gets both sides, you do need to defend here or here. Since you don't want to fix the Aji, though, I'd recommend defending here. And force black to have to respond. Now he really has to respond if white comes in, and now white has Sente to go play the rest of the board and get to a big move, and that is perfectly fine, and he's fine in the corner. However, Tanukiing now, black will get to get this move off, and this group is very weak. I might even consider doing it immediately. I'm not even sure. But black chooses to attack, and white playing very... this is a common mistake, guys. I think I have a YouTube video over this exact move. This is not a good move. This shoulder hit here under like this. It's better to just jump and play a 1-point jump here or here. It looks a little bit slower and it looks like this is faster, but this is not a good move. Not only does it make your opponent more solid, but it gives the double Hane. You have bad liberties, your opponent's solid and surrounding, and it just gives your opponent too many forcing moves. I would rather have this type of shape. When your opponent plays like this, you can jump out quickly, and that way that's not too solid, it's a lot easier to deal with, and your opponent's not getting to surround. So please, guys, do not do this move. This is not a good move, and it's a common mistake I've seen a few times now. Alright, so black getting a nice thickness and white struggling to play here. Black, don't worry about playing anything crazy. Just play some simple stuff here, and it's good for you. There's no, like, the whole board's good for you. White's thickness is not doing anything. White's behind on territory, and white has a weak group in the bottom left corner, so if you play solidly here, you will do perfect. So we can see white still has a lot to work on how to defend himself, and so does black, actually. Both players not defending themselves properly on weakness. White making unnecessary exchanges here, and white's playing some really bad shape over here and not defending properly in the bottom left corner. So there's a lot of shapes here that white doesn't really know about, and the concept of don't fix your opponent is also important. Black, you got to make yourself more solid. When you defend yourself, it's fine to waste the move to defend yourself, but you need to do it very properly, which means make it efficient, make it solid, and make it do what it's supposed to do. If you play something like this, maybe your opponent sacrifices 2 stones and gets a surround on you here, then it's not so good, right? Because if we start playing something like this or something like this, you can see the top position's getting reduced a lot, and these 2 stones are not that important. So don't worry about that. Black, just get to the top side and you're ahead. There's no reason not to. And make your shapes a little bit more solid, and yeah. So for both players, I say this a lot. You guys hear me saying this a lot. But review older professional games. It's necessary. It helps your shapes, helps your basic positions, and it's really what these 2 players need. Their reading seems to be fine, more or less. I haven't seen a life and death situation happen yet, so I think their reading's fine. Their shapes are much better than what I've seen in some previous games, so their shapes are definitely single-digit Q worthy. But if they want to pass that 6Q, 5Q, 4Q barrier, then they're going to have to make their shapes more solid, more efficient, and white's going to have to work a little bit harder than black. To me, in this game, it looks like black's the 5Q and white's the 6Q due to the fact that white is not defending himself properly with proper shapes. But black also has some shape issues, but black's playing much more quickly and getting to the points much faster. In addition, at this level, you should be counting. You should definitely be learning how to count the board at this level. At 5Q, you are now capable of doing this. So even 6Qs, I think it's fine. If you need to, I do have a YouTube video on how to count territory. Please search that. If you don't want to do that, then go ahead and look up. There's, I think, books on it as well on how to count territory, or maybe some other players online can teach you how to count territory. But at 5Q, 6Q, you definitely want to learn how to count territory and start doing it in your games. You will be slow at first, that is fine, but try to get to the point where you can count the entire board in less than 60 seconds. If you can count an entire board position and figure out who has how many points and where, then it'll make it much more easy. That's not proper English, sorry guys, but it'll make it easier to figure out what's happening on this board, who's ahead, who's behind. Do I need to invade, do I need to invade, or do I need to reduce? Do I need to attack? Do I need to defend? Counting will help you understand what's happening on the board, and once you understand, you can start making more accurate positional judgment moves. So counting is another aspect of figuring out where to play. You start counting, though, really accurately and as close as you can at about 5Q, 6Q. At 2Q, you'll start counting how valuable a certain move is compared to another move, but if you can't even count territory, then don't worry about it right now. Just learn how to count territory at this level and start making your shapes more solid, more efficient, and faster. So review older Japanese professional games from about 40, 50 years ago, and review modern games as well, modern Chinese and Korean games as well, and some Japanese games. I know some of the top pros like Iyama Yuta are very worth watching. I like seeing his games as well. So yeah, review older games and modern games, and get about 4 to 6 games a day replayed on a board with your actual stones, with your actual board, with your holding the stones with your hands and your fingers. Make sure that you're using your actual hand to place the moves. This really helps you drive into your mind what the proper shapes are, what the proper moves are, because it uses your kinetic memory. It just helps, guys. Just trust me. I mean, there's all kinds of research done on this. Just trust me, guys. Replaying games on an actual board will help you more than replaying them on a computer or an iPad or something like that and just clicking through the moves. Playing them with your own hand will generate stronger synapses in your brain to remember the shapes and give you a much better feeling of the moves. But anyway, hopefully that helps, guys, and let's see some more stuff. It looks like it's almost over. If Black can get that topside, which he does, it looks like Black will have more territory than his opponent, and even if White defends here, Black gets a nice double attack. It's just probably over for White. I don't see a way for White to get more points than his opponent, and he has 2 weak groups. And so let's look at this, guys. This is move 71. I'm saying the game's practically over at move 71. This is how important each and every move in the opening and early middle game are, because if your moves are inefficient and you're not making territory or good trades with your opponent, and remember I said trades, meaning your opponent's going to get something too, you just want to get a little bit more. It's fine if your opponent gets something, you just want to get a little bit more. And so you want to start trading with your opponent, making a little bit better trades, and once you get a significant lead, it's practically over. And you can see White has been basically not making anything, just trying to stop Black from making stuff, and he hasn't made anything himself. And now because of that, you can see at move 71, I'm saying it's practically over. White doesn't have enough points, and Black does. Black's really solid everywhere, even though there are some questions, but nothing major that will come about as long as Black reads accurately, and White's actually the one with significant shape issues in the middle here. So you can see move 71 even, not even 100 moves in, and the game's practically over. This is a higher level play where mistakes start adding up much more quickly once you start facing stronger and stronger opponents. So you got to really work on those moves, guys. Make each and every move count. Make each and every move valuable. Do not waste even a single move, because if you want to get to that Dawn plateau, and I really want to help everyone get to that Dawn level, because I think it's really easy for everyone to get to Dawn as long as you put in significant training, time, and effort, and train yourself every single day for a few years. I think everyone can get to Dawn. I really want to help you guys get there, but to get to Dawn, you cannot afford to waste moves. I believe I went over a video recently in one of the daily game reviews where there was a 2-Don. His mistakes were actually still doing stuff. It's not that he was playing a move that did nothing. It's just he played a move that could have been better. This is what I want you guys to get to, where every single one of your moves are doing something. Every single one of your moves are being effective. So we can see here White now desperate and playing some cutting moves, but actually it's just overplay. As long as Black reads accurately. Black over defending here. No reason not to play this move. If he wants to. He may also consider this and cutting his opponent here. Now you can see that it's actually a little bit difficult for White to find a move to play in order to live. It's actually really difficult for White to find a move to play. I think you can still cut here and it'll be fine. White may choose to go this way. That's also fine. Just take the eyes. Even if White lives, who cares? You get the points and you kill the outside. This is good enough. This is what I mean by trading. I'll trade the top side to kill your outside, but you need to have accurate reading. And how to have accurate reading? You take your time and you read things through from the first move, each and every move. I cannot emphasize this enough. I will say the biggest problem I have seen in single-digit Q games is they do not take their time to read things through. So if you are single-digit Q, make sure if you want to improve, you can probably move 1 or 2 ranks. I guarantee at least 1 rank if you can master taking your time and reading things through. Give yourself 30 minutes on your clock, 40 minutes on your clock if you need to practice until you get in the habit of reading things through before you even play that first move. What's the result before you even play that first move? Because you have to read as far and as accurately as possible when you play, and if you can master reading things through through before you play it, I guarantee you will move up 1 or 2 ranks, just because your opponents are not doing it, are not reading things through. Because at the single digit Q level, this is the biggest issue I have seen. Most players are at move like 100 or 150, and they haven't even used 10 minutes of their time. Think about this for a second. You've played 100 moves and you haven't even used 10 minutes. I don't feel like doing the math, but let's divide that in half. That means you have played 50 moves yourself in less than and then you have 10 minutes for 50 moves. You divide that, how many seconds per move that is, and that's probably less than 30 seconds, which is less than Bioyomi. Think about that, guys. You are playing your moves so quickly, you are spending less time than you would in overtime, and you have the main time. So take your time, read things through. That's the biggest problem I've seen in single-digit Q games. All right, so hopefully I gave you guys several things to work on as a single-digit Q. Hopefully this really helps you guys and will help take your game to the next level. I don't think there's anything too important to go over. If Black dies here, it's only because he misread and didn't read things through. Obviously, that doesn't work. So we can see even after this, White did break into the top side. Black should have won. Black had the top side and White had 2 weak groups, but somehow Black died and lost the top side. This means Black has to work on his attack and defense in the center here, and you just got to read things through, read your attack and defense better, and start making judgments. So now Black a little over defensive, got himself killed in the center. So we'll see what happens here. Black does make a very nice trade here, and I think if Black gets Black does kill the corner, and now it's pretty much over. Even though he died in the center and lost the top, he killed the corner, so it should still be good for Black. Right. Come on, guys. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't die again. Don't die again. Oh, you died again. Let's see here. So this will give you this will give you liberties. All right, so this gives you liberties. White has to connect. Then start taking the liberties. No, sorry. Take them from the outside. Take the liberties. Hane. There's an Atari here. There's a push here. Now I have 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be in Black's favor. White does have some liberty stuff here, so that's a little bit annoying. Let's do this. Let's get the move here. You see, even I'm struggling to read all this out. Actually, just here, right? So that means White has to go here. So Black may die. So what if Black makes... Black can at least do this and make a ko, right? I mean, there's at least a ko. What about going here? Can you make it a double ko? No, you can't make it a double ko. Actually, you can. No, you can't, because there's this liberty. Okay, see, even I'm struggling to read this out, right? And I'm playing the moves. So in a game, I would have to read this out as accurately as possible. This takes time. So where did Black mess up? Here? Should be a little bit easier if you play this way. Yeah. It's much easier if you play this way. Now White's dead for sure. Black has an eye. Okay, so yeah, shapes. This is, again, shapes, guys. And read it very carefully, read it accurately. And when you're playing a capturing race, you always take the liberties. Always take the liberties in a capturing race. Alright, so Black made sure he didn't die. However, White did connect. And now... Oh, wow, that died too. What? So if White connects... This is what I mean, guys. Gotta read. And Black plays here. White plays here. Okay, he will die. Okay, that's cool. Yep, gotta read, guys. Gotta read. Now Black continued. Okay, so he still killed the corner. So that's good reading by Black. Good reading. Gotta read. All right, let's see. I think the big issues is what I told you guys. Review professional games. White won by 10.5? Wait. How do you live in the corner? I missed this. What is he doing? White can connect here. This is much bigger than this move. So this is just bad endgame. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's your 10 points right there. There's the 10 points right there. After this die, this is equal to this or more. White also has this. I mean, after this died, I'm pretty sure White caught up and took the lead again, right? Because from what I was like guesstimating, this is equal to this. So this trade is good for Black. So that means Black should have more. But if you lose the corner, yeah, this is too big. This is far too big. So there's your 10 points right there. That's the 10 points. That's the reason you lost, is that corner. That's 10 points right there. All right, so you can see Black messed up the fight in the center. So that's attack and defense, and the end game cost him the game here. However, most of it was his own shapes, and his opponent overplayed until it worked. White, your shapes, you've got to work on your shapes a lot, buddy. White has a lot more shape issues than Black. Black was making territory very quickly. However, White was able to cut Black shapes in the center here and actually outfight Black here. So you can see Black still got to work on the attack and defense and the reading. So both players, take your time, read things through, replay professional games, like 4 to 6 a day. Keep doing the life and death every single day in your free time, and play games, and practice, and read in your games. Count the board, read your moves out, and then play a move. So hopefully that'll help, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This was actually a little bit high level stuff, but I really want to help each and every level to improve. So this is probably the 6Q, 5Q things you've normally got to do. I think I said several things that I see as common mistakes, and the little things I pointed out during the game. Make sure you work on those. But anyway, hopefully you guys found this helpful. Thanks for submitting the game, and yeah. If you would like a chance for your own game to get reviewed, please see the link in the description below and submit your game there. I am in need of some games, so please submit the games, guys. If you are not submitting weekly, this series will not continue. So I need you guys to submit games every single week, or at least every other week. Whatever you guys can do. I will try to get to as many games as possible, and hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully you found this helpful. And so thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye.